Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking all about stationery. I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of my must-have items that I use on a daily basis to keep myself consistent when it comes to journaling. If I'm being honest, journaling doesn't really require much, especially if you're somebody like me. I could literally just have pen and paper and I'd be perfectly fine writing out my thoughts. I have a lot to say. Over time, I have realized creating a small routine, a ritual, if you will, behind journaling helps me to stay consistent. And so these are the items that I pretty much use every time I journal. All right, so let's talk about my tried and true notebooks, which are the Moleskine cashier notebook. I really love these. As you can see, I have these small size that I put in my Paper Republic, and then I have the bigger size. I believe this is the XL, and then this is the personal. I'll have the size on the screenshot. I don't know. Cashier notebooks, I like that they are not too big and that you can still write a substantial amount of stuff in here. I do love the paper. It's a thinner page. Everybody is different. Some people love field notes. Some people love lush terms. Some people love Moleskines, and I am one of the people who fall under the Moleskine category. One thing I also like about this notebook is because they're so thin, they don't feel super intimidating. As somebody who has finished journals, I understand when people buy a bigger journal and it feels like it's like never ending. It is rewarding to finish a journal every once in a while. So if you start with something this size, you'll be bound to finish it. Especially if you have just free-flowing thoughts in your journals like me, it's really easy to fill one of these up. They don't come individually, they do come in a pack of about 3, so they are very worth it. For pens, I always reach for these Stargazer needlepoint pens. My boss actually got these for me, and my favorite thing about them is that they have these little fidgets on here. I started with 5. My boyfriend has stolen 3, so I only have 2 left, but these are my favorite pen. I love the needlepoint. They are a 0.5 point. These write really smoothly, glide across the paper. They don't skip. I love my Uniball one, the little chunky guy, but it skips so bad, and I bought a new ink cartridge for it and everything. These are that same needlepoint. You get that thin fine line that makes your handwriting look really neat, but it doesn't skip. So these are some of my favorite pens. I will leave down below the 5-pack to this. I will say any pen that I've tried from Stationery Talk, I haven't really loved. I got the Quaco Sport, but I realized that I'm really not a fountain pen girl unless I want to try the extra small nib. But then the extra small nib was very scratchy, so I don't think I want that. I ended up going with the medium nib, and it's just like a little too thick. But these are some that were gifted to me, and they are actually perfect. When I want to add a little color or structure to my entry, I use my Click Art pens, or I use my Mildliner highlighters. I have these in a bunch of colors. When I was getting ready to film this video, I could not find anything. I also haven't used these in a while because I've been very much just pen and paper in my journal lately, but these are my favorite, the Mildliners. I have blue, aqua, pink, super cute, kind of like pastel-y colors. Another marker I enjoy are these Sharpie S-Note because they have a daughter tool, but I don't pick these up as much because they're not as vibrant as the Mildliners. And then these Click Art markers, randomly, if you guys go to Dollar General, you can get a pack of both of these for like $3 or $5. So you don't have to spend an arm and a leg for markers. I was at Dollar General, I was not expecting to see them, and I ended up getting 2 packs of the Mildliners and the Click Arts, which I usually get these both from Michael's. So I use these mostly for decoration. I do use these more in my Paper Republic for like my daily and weekly spreads. It just helps me to highlight my titles, any thoughts that I want to come back to, or anything that is super urgent, because sometimes I do make random to-do lists in my journals when I'm trying to get my life together. These come in handy for just being able to really quickly spot them on the page and be able to go back to the thoughts that I need. It still keeps the page clean, but like visually aesthetic. And it would not be a favorites video if I didn't include my beloved Paper Republic Grand Voyager pocket-sized notebook. I have had this for officially about 6 months now, so I think that I am going to do a full pros and cons video on this, maybe one at 6 months and one at a year. I love this notebook. It makes me feel so chic, creative, and just like on the pulse. I bring it with me everywhere. I will be honest, I haven't been using it as much lately. I used to be in here every single day. I am in here at least once a week or twice a week, but I'm not in here every single day, and I want to get back to that. I have just been really digital when it comes to my planning, my to-do list, like my home admin, and that's fine. I do love the digital aspect of being able to have it on the cloud so I can pull it up on my computer, my phone, or my iPad, but I also like to be able to tick things off, check things off, cross things out in my Paper Republic. This was my first leather-bound, it is my first and my only, leather-bound notebook system. I cannot wait to expand my collection. My favorite thing about this is that I can have work, home, personal, everything everything in this one notebook. I have gone through my Paper Republic and done several chores, so if you are interested in learning a little bit about how I use this, please go up in the cards and view those videos. As of right now, nothing has changed since I set it up for 2026, so definitely check those out. This is my favorite stationery item. Again, it just makes me feel super chic and creative. I love using her. This has replaced my Kindle as like my emotional support item in my bag. I don't even walk around with my Kindle anymore, but if I don't have my Paper Republic, something is very wrong. She's my favorite. All right, the next thing that I want to highlight are my AirPods and my lo-fi music that I listen to while I journal. One thing that I wanted to be a little bit intentional about when I journal is not having outside noise or like a podcast or a YouTube video playing as I'm journaling. And so I really like putting in my noise canceling AirPods. My boyfriend got these for me for Christmas. Thank you, babe. He chews very loudly, and so he helped me out. So I have something to cover that chewing. I have misophobia, so I get irrationally angry when I hear somebody chewing, and so he got me these. The noise canceling on these are crazy. I have to turn them off when I'm in the gym, but these just have me in my own world. I love listening to either classic music or lo-fi, or I listen to Andre 3000 New Blue Sun, which is also perfect journaling music. I like having that soft background music when I am journaling. It helps me slow down and just like block out the outside noise so I can put my thoughts on paper. All right, you guys, and then I'm going to share with you guys a couple of my comfort items that I use when journaling as well. So the first one is this super soft and cozy Barefoot Dreams blanket. This blanket is never too far away. It's always on standby. It's super cold. It's winter time. We have to romanticize our lives during this winter arc, and so this one is super aesthetic. I actually got this from my old team. Let me just share this little tidbit because I've been thinking about it so much. When I left my old job, I was so ready to go, but I wasn't ready to leave my team, and the way that they showed up for me on my last day still makes me emotional. And I actually just reconnected with one of my really close friends who I met at this job. Anyways, what I'm trying to get at is that old team came in, surprised me with a cake, literally came in on their days off, surprised me with a cake and all of these intentional gifts, and this was one of them because they said this was super aesthetic and matched my vibe. Sometimes, especially right now, things like this, when I look at this and I use this on a daily basis and I just remember that moment of when they gave it to me, it just makes me remember that I've grown so much as a leader, and it also has helped me to remember the impact that I have made on people's lives. Anyways, I know that's not what this video is about, but I am really appreciative of my team who got me this. This is super soft and cozy. All right, and the last two things I like to use are my Touchland hand sanitizer and my Caudalie hand cream. I like these because if I have any kind of makeup on my face, I hate when my foundation ends up on my paper. I hate it. I hate it when any of my makeup ends up on my paper, but I hate those brown streaks that end up on my paper if I do not sanitize my hands first and add a little hand cream for some moisture. Yes, it's such a small thing, but that sensory detail of using these consistently when journaling helps the whole process feel complete. At the end of the day, consistency with journaling does not come from having the perfect setup. It comes from curating an environment that makes you want to come back time and time again. These are the little items that help journaling feel natural to me in my everyday life, and maybe they'll inspire you to create your own simple routine. Let me know down below some of your favorite stationery items, your must-haves, as well as maybe some rituals that you do that help you stay consistent with the process. Again, I just love to reiterate that journaling is not supposed to be something that feels like a task or something that you are checking off. It's supposed to be intentional. It's supposed to help you feel more in tune with your thoughts. Journaling is one of my favorite practices. It is my favorite thing to just keep writing and writing. I'll start one topic, pause that topic, go to another one because it invoked that thought, go back to a different topic. Yes, I write a lot about my day-to-day, but I love reflecting. Just like I shared with you guys that story about my old team and this blanket, at some point today, I will probably reflect on it in the journal because it's something that I want to remember. And that's something I'm reflecting on a couple years out, but it would be really nice to see my reflection from right now, 5 to 10 years from now, and then to have that additional reflection later on in life. I will see you guys in my next video. If there are any videos you want to see from me, please let me know down below. But if you made it all the way this far, you clearly enjoyed yourself. I enjoyed making this video for you, so please leave me a like, a comment, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys so much. Bye.